Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday, the 18th of September. So looking at the euro dollar first, and as you can see, we're still in this upward trend. It did do a little pivot swing on Friday, closed on a pivot swing, positive move there. We're just running through the weekly pivot at the moment. There's a potential of a continuation in this move. As I said last week, there's a bit of hidden divergence on the dailies here, which could see us running back towards the prior highs. Now, looking at it from an intraday perspective here, well, at the moment it's choppy in this sort of possible intermediate bull flag. Looks like, as you see how choppy it looks from this perspective. In fact, on the shorter time frame, I'm trying to just see where the daily pivot is. Actually, the daily pivot's amongst all that, between the weekly pivot and the daily pivot. So very choppy, erring, as I say, towards the bullish side, and I'll be looking more for the potential of a push back up towards Friday's highs at some point, most likely. However, if it starts breaking down, really to be on the bearish side of this at the moment, I'd probably be looking at a break that hourly 50, but for now, or maybe a bit earlier, but at the moment I'm erring more towards the bullish side here. Okay, the pound it to me is a bullish. Hang on a minute, let's get this on the pound. That'll be good. Sorry, a quick change of color schemes here. I've managed somehow to change the schemes a little bit. Let's get back to the pound. There we're on dailies. Good. Right, so the pound, well, we've got the weekly pivot below us. This is just charging off again today, and could well just continue in this vein. One thing I haven't spoken about yet is the data that's coming out, economic data coming out this week, and where we've got FOMC meeting on Wednesday, where it's not expected that we'll see any interest rate increase. It will be interesting to see if there's any more hawkishness there, but we've seen some decent numbers coming out, but there's also been some pretty poor ones, so gives them the opportunity to take the foot off the gas for September and maybe leave it until later in the year for any further increases this year. So that leaves the European currencies and yen, etc., the potential to push on upwards, I believe, but we'll see. The cable's certainly pushing up on its own merits at the moment, and has the potential just to continue. Now it is consolidating on this shorter time frame. It has got a weekly pivot below, which could become a target if we get that way. There's also at the moment a daily pivot below, which I mean, if we see any corrections here this morning, again maybe a target towards the lower side there, but at the moment I favour the sort of the upside, and it can push above Friday's high as well. Could be on for the R1, and maybe it's monthly R3. Now it has, as I say, really taken a push the last couple of days, just after speakers. Well, I say after speakers, after the bank report on Thursday, and then Friday the speaker. We have got the Bank of England governor speaking at 4 p.m. this afternoon. Whether he's speaking in the US on different matters, but whether or not he'll spill through possible interest rate increases around the world, it may on a global aspect point of view, we'll see, and that may just give the pound another kicker. But for now, maybe a slow one today. We'll see. But I prefer the upside rather than the downside, although there is, as I said, that daily pivot untouched. Looking for a fill then, dollar yen. Bullish engulfing on Friday, and it's started pushing back up on that in that zone at the moment. It's a slight gap in the short-term time frames there, which may get filled again. Weekly pivot below, but there is certainly a weakness to this at the moment, which we're just short of Friday's highs. We could continue pushing up and just have, as I spoke, goodness, better keep quiet, otherwise it'll fly and will give us a chance to get us a trade. But a possibility of continuation here. Any strengthening? Well, we'll see. Any breakdown of the 60-minute 8 may give us early signals, but if we've got the potential of the daily pivot at some point, it's interesting to see the weakness still in the yen, but it's just maybe that we got risk back on in the markets, and is being sold off as it's been a safety currency up until now. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar much more choppy on the daily perspective. From a daily perspective, it's I mean, you can see last week the range was pretty small for much of the week. There's lots of choppiness. Already run through the weekly pivot. It started off on a bullish note, but seems to be wanting to roll back here at the moment. And well, it's little I can do when it's so, as I say, so choppy. It did manage to catch into Friday's highs there on the Asian session market there. Perhaps as the pound and the euro start pushing back and continuing to the upside, it may help it as we see a bit of dollar weakness. But for now, even with all that movement with both the euro and the pound last week, it really didn't do too much. The overnight data wasn't particularly bad or good, but not good enough to really keep the gas on. Okay, so Canadian dollar, I've drawn this regression channel. You can just see where we're sitting here. It pulled back to the average sort of point on Thursday, rather. Friday just really saw it sell off initially, but recover slightly, and it's now dollars looking around about that average point again. Little to affect it. There is a governing council speaker at 7 p.m. this evening, so UK time, so that may give it a little bit of movement there. But again, it's one of those that's it's been strengthening quite considerably against the US dollar, and as I said before, the fundamentals are better. So have been better, but for now it's sort of taken a bounce here off the weekly pivots. Daily pivots are just above, it's just breaking out. Maybe it will have a little shove back towards Friday's highs, but we'll see how we move. As I said, if the euro and the pound really start buying this morning, well, I'd expect this to start pushing back up. Sorry, pushing down rather, beg your pardon, get the right way around. But at the moment, we could be seeing it push up towards the Friday's highs. Okay, just looking at anything else. Nothing else ready to report there. So have a great day. Oh, it is a Japanese bank holiday today, I should announce, but that's not made a significant difference. Okay, have a great one. Bye for now.